Happy New Year everyone, and welcome to a new video. Today I wanted to talk about multitasking. Now there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. Now let's start with the wrong way, how not to multitask. And another thing I want to point out is I notice multitasking the wrong way often ties in with procrastination. And what I mean by that, when we have busy, hectic lives, it used to get stressful and overwhelming and it stalls our progress. And what I mean further by that is when you have, let's say, two things to do as of right now, maybe fix up the door, write an essay. Two things for now, but let's say, I have a week to do that. It's due in a week. So you let those things slide, and over the course of a day or time, you get another thing come up, You gotta fix the car, you gotta walk the dog, you gotta see a neighbor, something else, something important. Well, now you have 4 or 5 things to do, but you still haven't done it. Well, it's like, it's okay, I can do it tomorrow, I still have an extra day. And then by the time it comes, now it's due in a week, you still haven't did that essay, you haven't fixed the door, now you have 10, 8, or more things to do all at once, and then you're like, man, what do I do? How do I get it done? And you don't, and oftentimes we get so overwhelmed and stressed, we just kind of like freeze. And that really destroys everything, and then you become late and you basically spend a lot of time catching up on things, so you don't get a break. It's like you're only working to get to the next thing. So once you finish a few series or a few things, tasks, you have more coming up, so it's always never ending, and that also creates a lot of stress because you never get to a level. It's like for example, let's say you're building a house, right? Or maybe let's say you're tearing down a wall or a house. So when you're breaking down the wall, someone else is putting bricks up there. So by the time you finish taking it off, someone else puts more and more, and it never ends. So the only choice you really have is to start all over or really grind and get as many things as you can done just to catch up and then start, which serves as a good lesson, but that's basically not how you multitask. Now, another big mistake when you multitask is when it involves something that requires concentration. For example, let's say if you're studying a subject, like I know in school usually you have to take a lot of classes and it's all over the place. I don't find it very optimal, but sometimes you have way too many things like an exam to study. You study one thing, then you study a second thing and a third thing all at once, and you go back and forth. But the problem is that distracts your attention, because attention is like an energy bar. You can only dedicate a percentage of it to a certain time. So if you're studying math, then you're studying history, then reading, all in your head, it all gets jumbled up and then it becomes a mess. It's pointless. You're much better off studying one thing, trying to get it done, take a break, do another thing. Don't do it all at the same time. Or, set a day for one. Today I'm going to study math, tomorrow I'm going to study this, and so on. Be a little more structured. Now, what often happens when you do a lot of things all at once, like I said, your brain, it can't register everything, so something's going to be left out, unimportant. And what if that thing was important, something you need? That's why, you leave the house, you forgot your keys, because your brain was somewhere else. But now we all can see that multitasking isn't always the optimal way to go by life. Okay, so now that we talked about the negatives, are there any benefits or any positive effects of multitasking? And yes, there are, and the main benefit is time management and your workflow. And what I mean by that is, when you multitask in the right way, you want to do it very time-based and very trivial. So you don't do complicated things, you do very simple things in a very structured and time-wise kind of basis. So what I mean by that is, usually when you wake up in the morning, a lot of times we'll go on our phone and do other things, that waste a lot of time. That's not very optimal. Or we mentally prepare, we wake up, maybe brushing our teeth, taking a shower might take us maybe 5-10 minutes, but realistically it turns into 30 or 40 minutes. So you kind of play multitasking as a game. You're trying to see, okay, how can I make my time even more efficient? So let's say, for example, even here with YouTube, I can say, when I'm uploading a video that might take a while, depending on the internet, while it's uploading, I really can't do much. So why would I waste time just upload the video and wait for it to load up? When in the meantime, once that does, you can go through all the trash and get as many things as you can. And also, that leads me to another little cool tip you guys can do is, basically you have a timer like this. And basically, you get something like a timer like this. So let's say, for example, it's ticking now, it's what I use, but I'll reset it. So what I do is I reset it for about 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how much works for you. So let's say right there. And then in that 30 minutes, I try to get as much stuff as I can done off my list. Once it's done, I stop and then I tell myself, did I do it efficiently enough? How can I improve, make my time even more? Because I have just a whole bunch of stuff going on. That's also why I don't post videos as often. Not as much as I would like to, but work and life, even just getting that structured out. But this at least helps me, and then that's how I can actually make videos instead of not making videos for a month or something. But regardless, that's what I mean. Try to always look for the most optimal way to use your time. So when something's doing, you have two things running at once. If they're very simple, do them right away. If something that takes time where you have to wait, if you're cooking a meal, set a timer. You don't have to stand by the stove and waste time. In the meantime, do a few push-ups. If you can't find something to do, there's always something to do. Just meditate for 10 minutes. Leave the timer. You don't want the stove to burn, so you know what I'm saying. But basically, that's what I'm saying. In simplicity, or in summary, if you're doing something that's complex and requires a lot of brain power, like studying, don't multitask. It'll screw you over and it's just not worth it. It'll make everything worse. Avoid procrastination, but if you are going to multitask, do very simple things. Things that require you to wait a little bit. If you combine those, you're going to notice you have a lot more time. Basically, it's like a little life hack where you add more time to your day, because of the way you structure it, and also what it does with the workflow is what I was saying. When you have everything going at once in 30 minutes, you're like, wow, I got so much work done, versus like 1 or 2 hours, I got more done almost the whole day in 30 minutes than I did through the whole day. That's because you're structured. When you're not mindful, you have a timer, you're always going boom, 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 everything else. But it's clear, there's a clear vision for it. One task done, you have another one, you go on and so forth. And when you make it a habit, or another example where you go into a store, you go on the way like a route. You don't I'm gonna go here to the store, then drive across the city to another point, then back here. It's really inefficient, both gas-wise. You're losing money and you're losing time, which is time is money. So, not a smart idea. What you can do instead is pre-plan your day, meditate. Before you go on the road, you can check where I can get better deals, maybe what's on sale for produce or something. You get in a car or a bus, and you take the right route. So I go here, go here, go here. Kind of create a little plan to go home. The most quickest and efficient way. And you'll notice this, it makes life easier overall. So in conclusion, it's just going to make your life a lot better. So I definitely recommend you guys try that. If you're going to multitask, give that a try. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll have a lot more videos coming up soon. So thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.